Hello Bethel, my name is Kelly Galbraith and I'm one of the summer students who works for Bethel during the summer. I'm the summer camp coordinator and this is my 4th year working for Bethel, and it's such a blessing to be able to share the love of Jesus with so many kids who come to camp and their families, and it's a job that I love and I learn so much from and grow so much. But I'm here today to share the midweek devotion with you guys, and I'm going to be talking about journeying with Jesus and what that means and what that looks like. So for our Bible reading for today, I'm going to be reading Luke 10 verses 38 to 42. This is at the home of Martha and Mary. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said, but Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." I want to kind of tell you a story that happened a couple years ago, but I was hiking with a mountain guide and a group of people, and we were hiking Boundary Glacier. So for those of you who don't know, it's kind of around the Columbia Ice Fields area right behind Mount Athabasca. And we were hiking up, we were doing the approach up to the glacier part, and the mountain guide was talking about how when you're climbing a mountain and doing a lot of glacier travel especially, you have really long days and it's very important to pace yourself. You may see if you see videos of mountaineers, they look like they're moving very slow, but our mountain guide was basically telling us the importance of going slow. And often if someone's new to hiking or they're just very focused on getting to the top, they're going to hike at an increased pace. And he kind of had 3 reasons why this was not a good idea to do. When you're hiking faster, you tend to sweat a lot more, and when you get to the top, you'll be sweating buckets, and then you'll be quickly chilled off because your sweat will cool, and it's usually generally cold and windy at the top of mountains, and you'll get cold, which is not good. Secondly, you're going to tire yourself out a lot faster if you're going at a faster pace, so you need to take more breaks. This also increases just the chances for mistakes to happen if you're a lot more tired versus having a steady pace throughout. And the third thing he said is often when you're hiking with someone who is so set on getting to the top and increasing their pace to get to the top, this can kind of add in a human factor where someone's so set on getting to the top that they are not paying attention to the needs of the people that they're hiking with. Need a water break, they won't take water. If someone has a blister, they'll brush it off and say, "It's okay, I'll just tough it out." I was kind of thinking about this and how it kind of can relate to our lives. We often get so caught up in rushing to accomplish a certain task, whether we need to complete a project at work or we will need to complete schooling to be a teacher, a doctor, whatever it may be. I think sometimes we can spend too much time or so much time preparing for the future rather than recognizing the present and acknowledging where we're at. Just like on a hike, we can suppress our need to bandage a blister when we're just rushing to get to that top and have that mountaintop experience. In life, we can busy ourselves so much we won't address the needs and longings of our souls. And now standing on the top of a mountain, I don't know if you guys have hiked at all, but it can create certainly a sense of awe and wonder, almost adrenaline as you reach the top of the mountain. But this high is a fleeting moment, and you are then faced with the journey back down the mountain and the urge to chase another mountaintop high. So are we just chasing mountaintop highs in our life, only to realize these highs, while they feel nice, they are not what life is all about? And in fact, in life, we often spend more time getting to where we're going rather than staying that moment once we get there. Just like Martha was so caught up in preparing for this moment where Jesus was, that even when he was there, she was still focused on preparing and completely missed out on that just soul-nourishing time that Jesus was giving to Mary. Well, I think in life we can always be looking ahead, whether it's a certain job we want to get, or we want to build a family, or we want to get enough money to go on a vacation, but it's never going to keep us content. It's always going to have us wanting more and chasing that next big thing. Our day-to-day moments in the mundane is what makes up our lives. And so how are we spending these moments? So I just have some thoughts to think about. What if we stopped chasing the wind and stopped to feel the wind? What if we stopped looking at how far we are from the mountaintop and recognize that how far we've come up the mountain? And when we stop and feed our souls, no one can take this away from us. In verse 42, Jesus is saying, "Few things are needed, or indeed only one, and Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." What if we journeyed with Jesus, soaking in every step of our lives and trying to sync our pace up with him? Slowing down isn't necessarily slowing down so we can have life speed past us, but rather we can slow down to be sustained by Jesus' pace of life and have our eyes open to him working around us, because he is around us right here, right now. I'm just going to end in a word of prayer, and then you can have a lovely Wednesday. Dear God, I just want to thank you for this beautiful day that you have made, Lord, and I thank you for the ways that we can explore and just be in your creation and your nature, God. And I pray that as our summers may be busy, that you would just give us the ability to journey with you, Lord, and to seek present moments to see your love working around us. And God, I pray that as we slow down to savor you and savor your word, that you would just create opportunities for us to share your love with those around us, Lord, and to recognize that this is important and crucial in walking with you, God. I thank you for who you are and for your love for us. And I just pray that everyone who's watching this would just be filled with your love today and just have a joyful day with you, God. And I pray all these things in your name. Amen. Well, thank you for joining me for today's devotion. And yeah, my prayer for you guys is that you have a wonderful day and can reflect on how to journey with Jesus. Bye.